Focused on the forecast now at 10. Dry tonight, but things could look a little different come this time tomorrow.
That's right. Wet and windy tomorrow. Maybe some strong storms Wednesday night. An updated look at both storm systems coming up.
Plus, care controversy. Lawmakers and those in the transgender community square off over what treatments should be available. Plus, a watchful eye. New technology is helping with traffic at one busy intersection.
Region 8 News starts right now with breaking news.
That breaking news coming out of Jonesboro. As you can see, fire crews are on the scene of a house fire. This is a live look from the 1700 block of West Matthews right now. We have a crew on the scene and we will get to them with the details in just a moment. But first, a live look from Hardy tonight. It's dry as you head to bed and when you wake up tomorrow, but this site could certainly change. Rain and strong winds moving into northeast Arkansas just in time for your lunch break tomorrow. Good evening, I'm Chris Carter. The rain off to our west and it's tracking into our area. Let's get right out to Chief Meteorologist Ryan Vaughn, who's braving the weather tonight out there on the weather deck. A nice night to be outside, Ryan.
Not bad. You know, we had a beautiful day today. All
right, thank you, Ryan. And to keep track of the forecast and live radar this week, you can check it out on the Region 8 weather app. You'll find videos from Ryan, Aaron, and Jace on all of the potential threats. We want to get back to that breaking news that we told you about off the top of the show. Fire crews are on the scene of a house fire. This fire is in the 1700 block of West Matthews. That's just off G Street west of the Sonic, and that is where we find Alejandro Hernandez tonight. Alejandro, firefighters still going into the house we see.
Yeah, they still are. The fire is pretty much out by this point now. Alejandro Hernandez, Region 8 News.
And Alejandro, we know that West Matthews there is shut down, so avoid the area. Thank you. And we are following more breaking news tonight. Multiple people have been hurt in a shooting at Michigan State University. This is a live look from the campus right now as students gather outside. A very scary night. There are reports there was only one gunman. Now, these shots were heard near Berkey Hall. A press conference is happening right now about the shooting. We'll bring you that in a little bit, and it is unclear if anyone has been arrested. And our crew is monitoring the latest on both of these breaking news stories. Be sure to check out KIT8.com for more details as new information comes in. And new information now, 3 first responders on the scene after Tyree Nichols was beaten by former Memphis police officers want their jobs back. 2 former EMTs and a fire lieutenant are appealing their terminations. Memphis Fire Department said the 3 were called to the scene for a pepper spray call. 5 of the former Memphis police officers charged with second-degree murder will be in court on Friday. New at 10, the city of Paragould announced the death of a councilman who served 27 years. The city announced the death of Randy Aiden this afternoon. That post said he was a quiet man, but when he spoke, people took notice. Well, there are new eyes in the sky of a busy intersection in Lawrence County. The goal is to try and fix some traffic trouble. The new pieces have been installed at the intersection of Highway 63 and 91 near Walnut Ridge. This device has camera and radar capabilities which can detect and watch traffic flow to change the lights when needed. This is the first type of the technology installed in District 10.
We're looking forward to seeing how this technology works for us because it brings in video, but then it brings in that radar component of vehicles present. Like I mentioned, ships at sea, it's looking for the presence of another device out there. So it uses that video and radar, and it just brings up that accuracy is the selling point of this system.
RDOT stressed this new technology does not have the capabilities to record or track vehicles. The use of the radar is to detect the presence of another vehicle rather than measuring speed. Just in tonight, a bill supporters said would help rural hospitals is headed to the governor. House Bill 1127 would preserve health care services, encourage collaboration among health professionals, and promote quality health care services in rural areas. The Arkansas Center for Health Improvement said more than 40% of rural hospitals operate at a negative margin. About 16% of those face a closure. New since 6, the city of Marktree has a new face helping to lead the city. The city approved to appoint Michael Scott as a council member after one quit last year. Scott said he had been a council member before and wanted to be one again.
I missed it. I've always been community minded, and I'd just like to come back and try to help our town get back on the map like it used to be.
Now, Scott will be a council member for 4 years. He wants to focus on infrastructure and adding jobs to the city. The question of what is it? Tonight, federal investigators are trying to determine what are several devices recently shot down over U.S. airspace. Also coming up, changing the process. A series of new bills could have new ways for voting and tallying the count. A look at what legislators are proposing. And a helping hand for a country devastated by disaster.
It's been really emotional, especially because we're so close to them.
Tonight, meet the Arkansans working to provide aid as the search for survivors continues. Plus, reevaluating the response, law enforcement looks for new ways to handle mental health crises. Developing tonight, an abundance of caution after 3 other objects were shot down over Lake Huron, Alaska, and Canada after a Chinese spy balloon was taken down last week. The National Security Council provided an update on the unidentified objects recently shot down over North America.
Because we have not yet been able to definitively assess what these most recent objects are, we acted out of an abundance of caution to protect the security, our interest, and flight safety.
The National Security Secretary said the Biden administration is working to collect debris from the objects. Aid from Arkansas tonight. Resources from the state are headed overseas to help after a deadly earthquake. Plus, bill battle. 2 sides fight over care for people who are transgender.
This bill really targets a very marginalized small community in the state of Arkansas.
Tonight, hear from the Northeast Arkansas native fighting for care as lawmakers look for a ban.
The weather really goes downhill tomorrow afternoon. We'll have an updated look at a wet and windy forecast.
And coming up after 10:29, a school surprise. A parent picking up her child gets an unexpected delivery. In the Capitol tonight, several bills in Little Rock could change how you vote. House Bill 1411 looks to change the way absentee ballots are distributed. House Bill 1407 would change the Secretary of State's role and create the Voter Secure Act. Those go before a House committee on Wednesday. Senate Bill 250 would change the way ballots are counted in the state. That bill was referred to a Senate committee. A Northeast Arkansas woman is speaking out tonight against several bills targeting the LGBTQIA+ community and trans rights. A number of laws would control medical care and even what could happen if that care goes wrong. Andrew Epperson tells us about a bill that could have legal implications for healthcare workers who help people with gender transitioning. And since the bill is now passed through committee, it'll go through the normal legislative process moving forward. Lawmakers said they expect it to ultimately become law here in Arkansas. Police departments across the country are reevaluating how they handle mental health calls. Many wonder if police departments across the United States are best equipped to handle emergencies involving those who suffer from mental health. Some cities are trying to reimagine crisis response work, and some cities now have de-escalation programs in place.
They need to be there because they know what it's like to be the person in having a crisis. We have an oversaturation of calls that are being directed to police.
Several Northeast Arkansas departments provide specialized training for officers to understand mental health. In Jonesboro, dozens of officers are crisis intervention certified. Tomorrow morning on Good Morning Region 8, see the full report on how departments nationwide are changing. Well, new video tonight. You're taking a look at it right here. It is of the moment a nearly 8.0 magnitude earthquake struck Turkey last week, killing thousands. You can see the rubble there and the shaking going on as that happens. More than 35,000 people are dead as crews continue to search through the rubble for survivors. Arkansans involved with the Syrian Emergency Task Force have their hearts set on aiding those affected by this earthquake. In southwest Syria, they have team members and volunteers taking 2 trucks to those who need medical equipment and other supplies. The task force has personal relationships with those who have now lost just about everything.
I had a big note about all the requests from our teachers in Syria, and they were googly eyes and crafts and popsicle sticks and glue. And this week, now their emergency equipment.
Some volunteers plan to travel to the area personally to provide aid. Their biggest thing that they need right now are donations.
Region 8 Storm Team Weather with Chief Meteorologist Ryan Vaughn.
Chris?
Yeah, you'll want to have something to hold on to tomorrow.
Rain
Ryan.
jacket, no, not an umbrella tomorrow. Take a rain
Definitely
jacket.
not.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. We want to update you on that breaking news out of East Lansing on the Michigan State University campus. This is a picture right now of the suspect officers are searching for in the shooting. As we continue to learn more about this shooting, we know that 5 people have been shot, some of them with life-threatening injuries on the university campus. The suspect is still at large. We also know that there were reports of a shooting at a facility where students can go for athletic activities. Again, we are continuing to follow this story, and we will have the latest on the Region 8 News app and KAIT8.com as it comes in. Well, a protective parent still ahead. The actions of a mother that saved a life as she feared for hers. And baseball season starts this week for Arkansas State baseball. Logan Whaley has more next in sports. News tonight, police in Texas are searching for the person caught on video robbing a mother at gunpoint in her own driveway. Check it out, it's happening here. The Houston Police Department released the video of the masked man running into her driveway. The mother was taking her small child out of her car when this man runs up, demands her backpack and cell phone. The suspect then takes off. Well, as we approach Valentine's Day, the FBI said to be careful with what you post and make public. Scammers could be using your heartstrings to get your money, and know that scams can use those details you post to better understand and target you. You're asked to never send money to anyone you have not met in person. Well, an unexpected delivery at a Texas school, a mother picking up her 2 kids suddenly went into labor. And that's when a teacher, who used to be an OBGYN, stepped in to deliver the child. With no time to get to the hospital, the nurse's office quickly became a labor and delivery room. A 5th grade teacher stepped in to bring baby Lorraine into the world. And though stunned she had the baby at school, Mom said it was actually the easiest of her deliveries thanks to the teacher. And as we said, she was an OBGYN in her native country. All right, let's take you live outside tonight. You are looking live over Paragould. We're going to have a final look at a windy and rainy Tuesday right after this. Well, you can expect a rainy and a windy Tuesday afternoon. Keep it on to KIT8.com for the latest weather. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Good night.